30% of the Earth's entire living area is taken up by livestock. That includes pastures and land usage for crops.
A modern form of intensive farming that refers to the keeping of livestock, such as cattle, poultry, and fish, at higher stocking densities than is usually the case with other forms of animal agriculture.
We understand both viewpoints when it comes to factory farming. According to the virtue ethics theory, it is wrong to treat animals in such a way. However, according to the utilitarian standpoint, we ought to maximize happiness of those who are starving, thus allowing for factory farming to take place in the interest of maximizing the happiness of humans. If one were to follow the ideas of virtue ethics, one would wish to follow the actions of a virtuous agent. A virtuous agent is someone who is thought to be a person who possesses virtuous characteristics. The wish to not harm others would be a virtuous trait. If this person, who they presume to be a virtuous agent, would not treat animals in such a way simply with means to consume their byproducts only for enjoyment, then this person would do the same. One would strive to do the same actions as this virtuous agent. Utilitarianism is the ethical theory that strives to maximize happiness. One would have to compare the happiness that is brought to a human by consuming chicken to the happiness taken away from the chicken by killing it. The weight of human desires over feelings of chicken would have to be determined by the consumer of the chicken.
Utilitarianism, which demands the moral agents maximize overall pleasure or good for moral considerable beings, whoever or whatever they would be, looks skeptically at factory farming, and utilitarians, like Singer, makes the case against eating animals raised and killed for their flesh, which is the ethical goal of maximizing happiness and minimizing suffering that requires us to seize current practices.
Factory farming can be beneficial because it invests in the local communities. They create new jobs, grow populations, and economic growth leads to the betterment of public facilities such as hospitals and roads. The food that is produced makes fast food possible. It is cheap, fast, and meets the demands of the consumers. According to an article on benefits of .net, the capacity of efficiency providing large amounts of food is vital in huge cities.
The organic food industry may be appealing to those who have the option to choose this variety over the traditional mass production products, but the reality is that over 1 billion people are starving right now, and the organic food industry simply cannot meet this demand. In this scenario, quantity must be chosen over quality. If we seek the interest of maximizing happiness, it would be better to feed 1 billion poor people than a few rich people. The difference between a brown and white egg is not always based on the breed of the chicken, but rather how they are raised. Cage-free eggs are eggs from birds that are not raised in cages, but in a floor systems, usually in an open barn. The hens have bedding material such as pine shavings on the floor, and they are allowed perches and nest boxes to lay their eggs. However, they may still be at close quarters with many other hens, just not in cages. That depends on the farm. Free-range eggs are laid from hens that have the opportunity to go outside. Smaller farms may keep birds outside under a canopy area. They may travel in and out of a barn at free will or spend some portion of their day roaming outdoors. Chickens who are raised in this fashion produce eggs that have twice as much omega-3 fatty acids, 3 times more vitamin E, 7 times more provitamin A beta-carotene, a quarter less saturated fat, a third less cholesterol. Egg yolks are also a known source of lutein and zeaxanthin, but the pale, watery yellow yolks in eggs from caged chickens, fed the waste products of the grain industry, contain very little.
They say knowledge is power, so you need to know this. One simple choice you make has the power to reduce pollution, save resources, combat world hunger, improve your health, and create a kinder world. Want to know how? Then keep watching. What contributes more to climate change than all of the world's planes, trains, and automobiles combined? Farm animals. According to the UN, raising animals for food is one of the largest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions. And that's only the beginning. As demand for animal products has grown, animal agriculture has gobbled up more and more water, energy, crops, and land. Over recent decades, vast expanses of native habitat around the world have been cleared to grow crops to feed animals, most of them in factory farms. Animals are fed about 6 kilograms of plant protein to produce just 1 kilogram of animal protein. The numbers just don't add up. Factory farms use more food than they produce, which leaves less food for everyone else. At a time when globally, nearly 1 billion people are suffering from malnutrition, 1/3 of the world's edible cereal harvest is being fed to farm animals. That cereal would be enough to feed about 3 billion people. Everyone from leading water and climate scientists to Oxfam and World Vision, and even the United Nations agree that by eating less meat, we can reduce pollution, save resources, and combat world hunger. But it's not just others who see the benefits. Leading health experts agree that we need to reduce the amount of animal products we eat to reduce our risk of obesity, heart disease, stroke, and some types of cancer. And ultimately, the choices we make at the dinner table affect someone else as well.